Alright, when it comes to picks and picking technique, there's a lot of things that people overlook. First of all, you should start with the type of pick that you're going to use. And there's a couple different kinds. I have a couple of them right here. First kind of your standard pick. This is, I don't know if you can see it on there, 0.96 millimeter pick. Pretty sturdy. It's about your average run-of-the-mill, like middle-of-the-road type of pick. A lot of people use this style, this hardness. You've got ones like this that are a little bit softer. They bend a little bit more. You also have stuff like this you really don't need to worry about. This is more of a base pick. It's softer. It's a lot thicker. It's, I don't know if you can tell, like at least double the size of this other pick here. This one is just standard Fender medium pick. It's about the same as this one here. They're about a millimeter piece. Then you have ones like this, nylon pick. And the qualities to look for in a pick, or at least the qualities that I look for, are they've got to be sturdy, not flimsy. I don't play a lot of acoustic and strumming, not normally. So I tend to gravitate more towards the harder picks, close to a millimeter, 0.9 at least, like this one here, Fender medium, or this Stadium 0.96. Big thing you want to look for is how much grip the pick gives you. Because when you're holding it, you don't want it to fly out of your hands. You want to have a firm grip on it, but not too firm that you're like squeezing the motherfucker. And you don't want a death grip on it. Nice firm grip when you hold it. I've heard people say like when you're plucking a hair is a good way to start off. It leaves you somewhat like this almost. I tend to hold mine when I do it almost like when you snap, the way your fingers end up like that after the snapping motion. It's about how I hold mine. Index finger turned in a little bit more. This is how it's comfortable for me. That's what it looks like. That. Bend your finger at a right angle here. Thumb comes on top. And the pick pretty close to my thumb here. So when you're strumming, just the tip of the pick hits the guitar. You don't want to hold your pick out here and go like this. It's kind of sloppy. It makes it hard. A lot more work that you have to do. Hold your pick close. And on the grip part, ones that slide out of your hand, don't start with those. Start off with a grippy one. I think they make picks kind of like this one here, like this bass pick. It's like a rubbery nylon thing. Quite a bit of grip. Pretty hard to just fall out of your hands unless you're literally playing and throw it. You like a trick you can do. You probably don't want to share your pick with your friends after you do this, but what you can do, take it, you can lick it or put it in your mouth. The saliva adds a little bit of grip. I know I used to do that, but I don't know. I just kind of grew out of it. I don't do it anymore. So when it comes to your picking, hold your hand pretty close. I usually use my pinky finger here. I rest it on the guitar just to hold my hand in the same place, because otherwise if you're going and you're picking, your hand can go all over the place. Kind of use it like as an anchor, kind of like that. It's a good starting point. If you're going to do speed runs, start with a warm-up. Good one would be like do open 3/5 on all the strings, do hammer-ons. You can make it sound like this, something like that, or doing the pull-offs there. Also, when you're picking, let's say you're working on your alternate picking, what you can do, start palm muting, hand real close, and just take your hand off, or getting into your strumming, and the big trick here, slower is definitely faster. I know when you're learning scales, you don't want to start slow. You just don't want to do it. It's no fun, and it's boring, and you feel like you're going nowhere, but you have to do it. Especially when you get into the more advanced stuff, like sweep picking. Start off slow, you go. Don't just rush into it and go, because it ends up sloppy like that, especially when you get to the higher strings and you got to move your fingers around and change your wrist position. A good exercise you can do though for picking is on the open strings. You just start with palm muting on a clean channel and just alternate picking up and down. Slowly getting faster. And when I'm picking or palm muting my low 6th string here, I'm not on top of it like this. I have my hand angled just a little bit, so when I come down on this one in particular, it's almost at a 45-degree angle going this way. My pick is coming at it like that. I'm at an angle. When I hit the string, I don't hit it personally just straight down like having the pick hit the string like that. I have it turned just a little bit slightly, so less pick hits it, gives a little bit of a brighter sound. You might be able to get a little bit more speed out of it just because less pick has to hit the string, and there's less energy and work you have to do. As far as your picking, you can focus more on your fretting hand. Back to that picking exercise you can do, just up, down, up, down, up, down, alternate and go through the strings. That will get you used to moving up and down and going down the strings, up and down the strings from low to high, high to low, however you start. You're going. Throw your fretting hand in there too. Try to mute some of the other strings as you're going along. You can throw some chords in there too, like if you were to go picking sus chord or whatever the hell this is. Be very gentle with it. There's no need to, like heavy metal, fucking, go crazy with it. Just take your time, nice and gentle if you're gonna play some acoustic. That's all I really have for now. Pick out the type of pick that works. I recommend trying a bunch of different kinds. I've got a bag over here. I keep it in Bluetooth headset bag that I've got just a bunch of different picks, whatever you're in the mood for. Mostly cheap picks, some decent Fenders, Dunlops, cheapo you can see here. First Act. Ugh. I don't know why I still have that. Pick one that works for you. I know when I was starting out, big problem I had was losing my pick. It would fly out of my hands, and then I'd squeeze onto it, I'd get a death grip, and that just made it harder to play. And I found out, excuse me, with time, to find a pick it's got some grip to it. You can even take like a straight razor or a knife and scratch lines into it, like grooves going this way, or scratch them vertical, horizontal, however works, and that'll add some grip. Personally, I recommend these kinds of, I don't know what they're made out of, some sort of plastic, about 1 millimeter to start. Slightly under. Softer picks are a little bit easier to work with. As your picks get stiffer, bigger, tend to work towards it, and you just get used to it after a while. Practice makes perfect, as the old adage goes. So, picks with grip, start slow, work your way up. I just messed that up. As you can see, I still have some work to do. So don't speed with it, don't go crazy, and find the right pick and you'll do just fine.